Welcome to STEAM State of Mind, your favorite source for all things STEAM education.
STEAM State of Mind.
This isn't just science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. It's a state of mind, a different way to approach education in the classroom.
STEAM State of Mind.
Enjoy these conversations with educators, students, and community members as we explore what it means to be in a STEAM state of mind.
STEAM State of Mind.
We are here actually at SchwietermanHost in Dayton today for our STEAM State of Mind podcast. I'm Kari.
And I'm Bern. So, Kari, today we are, like you said, in SchwietermanHost, but this is right next to the Dayton Regional STEM Center in downtown Dayton. And I am so excited for our guest today because she is someone who I admire so much and has helped me so much through my whole journey through STEM education and STEAM, and developing that STEAM state of mind, and the support that she has given me throughout this whole process has just been outstanding. And so I'm so excited that she's able here to share her wisdom, her knowledge, everything all about her. And she's laughing over here, but she definitely
Because she also has a sense
it.
of humor, which is awesome.
I know. Isn't that awesome, Kari? So I'll let you guys take it away then.
Yeah, so Liz Wolf is our guest today. And Liz, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how that relates to, what we kind of chat about on this podcast, which is a STEAM state of mind.
All right, I'd love to. So welcome and thank you. Welcome to SchwietermanHost, and thank you guys for being here today. My name is Liz Wolf-Eberly, and I am the director of the Dayton Regional STEM Center. Also a very proud Kettering Fairmont grad. I know not all of your listeners are from Kettering, but it's great to be representing the Firebirds. So my background actually is that I started out as a classroom science teacher, and I taught at Stebbins High School, which is pretty close by here. I really enjoyed my time in the classroom, but I was also very interested in curriculum. So eventually I became the curriculum supervisor and started working for the Montgomery County ESC. With my interest in science and STEM and STEAM, it became a natural fit that as I've worked for the Montgomery County ESC now for going on 12 years, the past 5 years, I've been the director of the Dayton Regional STEM Center and overseeing a lot of our programming and supporting teachers and helping to grow the region in their STEM offerings and supporting educators who are trying to make a difference in STEAM and STEM and grow that in their districts and their schools.
And can you give us just kind of a little bit of a historical perspective on how the Dayton Regional STEM Center came about? Because I think people may have heard of it or may have seen it, in the news, but might not really have an understanding of exactly what the STEM Center is all about.
Yeah, that's a great question. And sometimes we do get confused with the Dayton Regional STEM School. But
Like today.
I know, sometimes. Now, they are a wonderful partner. My best way to describe it is that they teach the students and we teach the teachers.
Okay.
Of course, there's a little bit of overlap of what we do, and they're a great partner. But Dayton Regional STEM Center was actually created in 2007 using funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. As you can imagine, in this region of Ohio, we have such a push for being able to create that next generation workforce, both for Wright-Patterson, but also for all of the innovative companies that are here in the region. So it's so important to recognize education's role in creating that workforce pipeline. And so using that fund, the Dayton Regional STEM Center was created as an opportunity to provide training programs, which STEM Fellows is one of those that I think we might talk a little bit about later. But also we provide other professional development, focusing in on networking of how we can bring partners together. And also we do some STEM outreach, which would be that direct reach out to families in the region to get their kids or involved in STEM opportunities.
Yeah. So, Liz, when I was got all involved in this, and I needed I didn't even have a name for what I wanted to do. This was like 15, 20 years ago. Well, I don't know how long ago. It's been a while. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what, and we've talked about this in other podcasts about how I was so tired of teaching to the test and having those kids pass the test, but I didn't feel like I was actually preparing them for having, being a problem solver, being a critical thinker, and all of these skills that they need. And so I had at that time, our curriculum director in Kettering said, hey, there's a place called the Dayton Regional STEM Center. You should go there. That was the first time I really knew that there was even a thing called STEM. And so how do you guys, you said that you guys do a lot with the, teaching teachers. So this goes, we talk about the STEM fellows and that type of thing. So can you explain more? Well, how do you, because that's my job too now. I'm I'm a STEM coach, STEAM coach, and I'm trying to help teachers understand what STEAM education is and what a STEAM state of mind is. And so how do you go about that?
Just like you, Bern, I was that teacher that was in a classroom that was searching for something more, definitely was not validated by teaching to the test. It was the open-ended questions. I was very lucky in my career to be trained in PBL or project-based learning by Dr. Jim Raleigh, who is a professor emeritus from the University of Dayton. He's actually also the co-founding director of the STEM Center. So that's really exciting that we've been able to cross paths in our careers. But there are teachers out there who are looking for more. And so the professional development that we try to offer meets them where they are. So some of the professional development that we offer is as simple as, what is STEM and how can you engage with it tomorrow? What resources are already out there to help you learn what a STEM state of mind is, what a STEAM state of mind is, and how you can start to adopt some of this in your classroom, all the way up to our flagship program, which is a 6-month intensive training program where we cover everything from how you know that a unit is a high quality STEM or STEAM unit, and actually then are challenged as part of a team to create a unit of curriculum that actually live on our website, which is DaytonRegionalSTEMCenter.org. And those are all units that have been created by teachers who challenged themselves to go through some of these trainings and then have now started creating curriculum units. They've been piloted in different schools, and we know that they're high quality and they're out there for use for other teachers.
That's awesome.
Well, as I'm listening to you, I'm sitting here thinking this is like a gem, maybe for some even a hidden gem that some may not be aware of. So how, talking about this amazing resource for teachers, I assume throughout the Miami Valley, how do teachers take advantage of what the STEM Center has to offer so that they can grow and learn more about STEAM education in the classroom?
Yeah, so I would say, again, starting with our website, DaytonRegionalSTEMCenter.org would be a great place. There is a tab there for teachers where they can learn about the programs that we're going to be discussing here, STEM Fellows and others. We provide even other grant opportunities. We have those free lessons on our website. So I think the website is a great place. There's also a contact information there where they could reach out specifically to get any information. And then we will also, as time goes by, post different professional development opportunities that people can take part in. And for a plug, we will be having some summer professional development coming up in the summer of 2022, where we are focusing in on kind of a STEM institute, a STEAM institute that would meet new teachers and experienced teachers and help them grow that state of mind around STEAM and STEM and walk away with that inspiration of how they're going to implement some of this in their classroom as soon as next year.
And so geographically, is it any teacher in the area that would like to take advantage of this?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's why we call ourselves Dayton Regional. We are open to any teacher who has this state of mind and who wants to participate. We have had teachers participate in our programming from as far away as Columbus or Cincinnati if they're willing to make the drive. We are currently trying to go back to more face-to-face professional development, so there might be a geographic limit on that at some point in time. But yeah, come one, come all. We're a network of people who just want to support teachers who want to do this for their students.
So we have, when you're talking about this, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this has been kind of a model program because isn't Georgia doing something that, like has taken what you guys have done and trying to mimic it in Georgia?
Yes. So we've had over the years a tremendous amount of financial support coming through the Department of Defense, STEM, and specifically the Air Force. Again, being in the Dayton region, that's a huge supporter of our work as well. And so about 6 or 7 years ago, there was a program where they took the STEM Fellows concept and were able to recreate that and replicate it in Georgia, right outside of Warner Robins Air Force Base. So again, probably one of the things I haven't mentioned yet about STEM Fellows is that it does require not just a commitment on the education side of things, but all of the teams that are created for STEM Fellows include industry, higher education, or military fellows who volunteer their time to interact with teachers so that teachers have a better understanding of what STEM or STEAM looks like in the air quotes, real world, within their jobs, within their careers, within the Air Force Base. And so it was a very natural next step progression to take something that's working here in Dayton, Ohio, around Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and replicate that in Georgia around their Air Force Base. And they've had some tremendous success being able to do that also on a regional scale.
I mean, I'm a proud STEM fellow.
Yes, absolutely.
I have gone through the program.
Congratulations, Mr. Fellow.
I know. But it really is absolutely awesome. And when I left that whole thing, I felt more confident. And that is what our curriculum director, when she suggested it to me, and it was like, I know what you want, but you need to have some type of guideline and framework and, you know, being able to put all your thoughts and stuff like that together to be able to, you know, to put what you want, that state of mind that you want, but also format it in a way. And that's where we have, you were saying, make sure you can see a quality lesson. And you guys developed, I can't remember the name of it right now.
Would it be the STEM Education Quality Framework?
Exactly, that one. Yes, because I use that all the time to help me.
Don't know
through
what it's
things.
called, but you use it all the time, right?
He might know
I
it as
do.
the SQF, STEM
Yes.
Quality Framework.
STEM quality framework.
That's
yes.
so much easier.
It really
QF.
is. But I couldn't even remember that. But, you know, I'm terrible at names, as everybody knows. I can't remember any names. But anyways, Liz, you know, can you tell the audience a little bit about it? Because it really is such a great tool.
It really is. Again, to give props to one of my mentors, developed by Dr. Jim Raleigh from the University of Dayton. The STEM Education Quality Framework, or SQF, is a tool that identifies the 10 components that a high quality STEM unit would include. And so as those are outlined, and again, an actual copy of the SQF is available on the Dayton Regional STEM Center website. But as you go through these 10 different components, you're going to notice things like high quality alignment to standards. A big one, and we haven't talked about this yet, so I'll kind of take a little tangent here, is that we think that in order for STEM, STEM, to be high quality, it needs to include non-STEM disciplines. So a lot of times people have asked us, you know, why haven't you branded yourself as the STEAM Center? And we always are able to say, we never added the A because the A has always been there. You know, we're not going to rebrand our logo and those kinds of things right now, because for us, STEM, in order to be high quality, needs to be inclusive of the arts, of language arts and reading. And so all of those things for us have always already been there. The social sciences, they've been there. And so in addition to that, again, I'm not going to necessarily read off for your listeners all of the components, but we think it's important to have connections to STEM careers. And so we really push our teachers to be looking for these quality components within the work that they're doing in their classroom, the way that they're either developing their own lessons or being reflective when they're finding resources. There's so many STEM resources out there. Everybody will sell you this packet or that packet, or you can download this from whatever website. So how do you know that it's high quality? And so we have this wonderful tool that, again, is free for use, that we train teachers on how to use it so that they have a better understanding. But I really think any educator could, pull it off of the website and have a good understanding of what it's trying to get you to do, just so that you kind of know, I'm not going to say that building a popsicle and marshmallow tower isn't a high quality experience, but you've got to tell me what standards it's hitting. You got to tell me how it was related to a real world application of STEM. You got to tell me how technology was integrated into it. And so we have these ways of looking at STEM experiences through this lens of quality. And that SQF, again, is available for anyone to use and download, but also a really key factor of what we teach our teachers through the STEM Fellows program and also some of the other training programs that we do.
Well, and what I like about it, Kari, is that it's also like a rubric. It kind of gauges where you are. Like they have is it 4 categories, I think, or 5 categories?
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, you read, they have a description, you can kind of gauge, because you can't be perfect or have the highest level of everything for every lesson, but, for every PBL or whatever, but it kind of helps you gauge where you are actually in your personal STEM growth too.
Well, I'm as I'm sitting here listening to Liz, I'm thinking, those quality factors that you outlined, kind of give credence to STEM education and what we have talked about so much, Bern, which is, STEM and STEAM education doesn't necessarily need to be something new or separate from what we're already doing. And won't that help to get buy-in when you can tie that to the standards, to quality education, to the things that you just outlined for us, Liz? Wouldn't that, Bern, be something that would help you as you're talking to teachers about the importance of incorporating STEAM education into just the general classroom?
Absolutely. That integration piece, integrating everything, that is so important because, the kids, we talked about this before, kids, we don't teach in silos in STEM education. We try to teach, we tear down the silos like we've talked about before. But one of the things what Liz is just saying is that I think it's North Carolina where they have, and we probably talked about this before, Liz, where, they don't call it science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. They have it as their acronym is strategies that engage all minds. And that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to highly engage the minds, and the STEM Center here. I agree, because you can add an R, you can add an L, you can add
Another
whatever.
M. Let's add as many letters as we want.
Right.
Longest acronym in the world.
The problem is that something's going to get excluded because we cover so many things, But with that framework, you make sure you keep an open mind about what are all what can I include? How can we integrate and make sure that it's not just, okay, we're going to do science right now. Well, now we're doing just technology, because that's not STEAM.
Right.
So.
Well, and I think another piece of that we try to incorporate into all of our training programs is the ability of the teacher to experience that. As we all sit here around the table, it's a potential that we didn't necessarily experience STEM education the way we envision it when we ourselves were going through school.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, that's no fault of anyone of their own. It's just your experiences are your experiences. So in order to feel comfortable in doing something different, one of the real high quality ways to get someone to change their practice is to give them the opportunity to do so in a safe environment with supports around them that push them to a level of feeling a little bit of discomfort, but then having a support there. And that's really what we try to do through our training programs. We put teachers in the role of the student, of doing an engineering design challenge, possibly failing, not doing so well, so that they realize that is what their students will feel like when they are being given these opportunities. And it's okay, because it usually isn't the actual, and I know this probably aligns with your STEAM state of mind, the actual byproduct of the engineering design challenge or the activity isn't usually the fact that you had the best time or the highest tower. It's the mindset and the growth, the willingness to fail, the learning from the hands-on experiences that really are important to students. That's what they'll remember more than, the actual height or speed of what they built or, those kinds of
absolutely.
things. So
Actually, that's exactly what we've been talking about.
I know.
Yes.
I told you she'd be a great guest.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah,
she
yeah.
had that STEAM state of mind.
Well, and what's so exciting is to hear the support that the STEM Center does provide, and so we have those teachers out there who might listen to this and say, you know what, I've been searching for something. I've been looking for something different. I've been looking for that inspiration. So we've got that. And it sounds like they can get that through the professional development and the support that the STEM Center can provide.